Okay, today we're going to talk about proportionality and ratios. And the good news is that it's very, very simple. You guys have been doing this. I don't know if you knew it was called this, but you can do it. We use something called cross-multiplying. You guys kept trying to do that when we were cross-canceling. So it is diagonal, like everything else. The bad news is your textbook in your binder uses 3 other methods. Those 3 methods are totally situational and they do not work every time. So I'm going to show you the cross-canceling method that works for every single situation, and it also builds you up to Algebra 1. You will use this method in Algebra 1. Okay? So if you want to read the examples in your textbook, that's fine, but know that they are situational. They don't work every single time. Okay? So we're going to do cross-canceling. So in the directions it'll ask you, are these 2 fractions proportionate? Yes or no? And to figure that out, we use cross-multiplication. First step is write the problem. Okay, the question is, are they equal? Yes or no? Okay, that's what they're asking you. So all you do is multiply diagonally. We call this means and extremes. Extreme sports plummet, right? So we start at the top and we multiply 1 times 8 and we get 8. And I write down that number. Then I go diagonally the other way and I go 4 times 2. 4 times 2 is also 8. Are those 2 things equal? That's our question. If they are, you write yes. If they aren't, you write no. Okay? That is the first kind of problems we have. The second kind of problems we have are, they say, I want you to write an equivalent fraction. That either means reduce or enlarge. Well, equivalent fractions to me are super, super simple if you multiply them and enlarge them by a number that's easy for you to multiply by. Somebody name a number that's easier for them to multiply by. Chris?
2.
Anybody got an easier one? Elizabeth?
5.
Anybody got an easier one? Tate?
1.
1 doesn't count because it doesn't make a change. It's got to make a change. Adam? 10. When you multiply by 10, what do?
Add a 0.
You stick a 0 on the end of it. So if I want you to make an equivalent fraction to 1/2, all I have to do is multiply by 10 and get 10/20ths. If I want 2 equivalent fractions, then I just multiply this one by 10 again and get 100 over 200. Okay? So we're going to get steps for this. We wrote the problem. We cross-multiplied. And then we wrote our yes or no answer. For equivalent. And the directions will tell you, find an equivalent fraction. That's why I wrote that word there. Okay? So you write the problem. Multiply by 10. If you have an easier number than 10, you can use whatever number you choose. But 10 is pretty easy. And then write your answer. This is how you show your work. You have the problem, you have your line of multiplication. If you can do the timesing in your head, you don't have to write it down to the side. Sometimes the numbers are going to get big and we're going to write it down. And then you write your yes or no. You write your problem, you write your enlargement, you write your enlargement. There's one section that asks you to do 1 equivalence. There's one section that asks you to do 2. Make sure you follow what the directions say. Okay? We're done with this video.